All right, well, welcome everybody to the first episode of our Final Fantasy themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign. This is one of the groups that is playing in this world, and I will hand off to the guild leader over here to introduce who you guys are, and then you guys can talk about your characters.
Small Master.
Small Master. So my character is Walrim Willoughby. He is a Lalafell Dunes folk, and his class is Astrologian of the Diurnal Sect. So he is 78 years old. Lalafells live to be roughly in their 80s, so he's kind of on borrowed time now, but he's seen a lot, knows a lot, and is now kind of late to the game, but starting into adventuring. And he also has a mount/pet, which is a sandworm named Hans. That's, I think, about as much as you need to know right now.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I can do it. I am playing as Skarndrist, and I am a Rogaiden. Or is that how you say it?
Nope.
Who cares? I don't know how you say it. Rugadin?
Close
Whatever.
Wasn't it Rugadine?
Yes.
Rugadine. That's so stupid. Rogaiden is better.
It is better.
Dark Knight. He grew up as a Hellsguard, but he ran away from home when he was about 17 to join a Seawolf Guild, and did some work with different Seawolf guilds over the years until he met his wife, settled down, had a daughter, until one day he came home from working and found them brutally murdered, and turned into becoming a Dark Knight and making sure that nobody had to experience what he experienced, and finding out who did this to his family. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to be doing a very dark, deep, gravelly voice. So it's going to sound very different from
Goal at the end of each session, I'm sure, is to not have a voice.
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
You're the DC comics of our characters.
Yeah, more or less. That's it.
All right.
And I am playing Hazelraw, a Vieira Exotic Wonders dancer, who is quite young. And if you think of the Vieira in the sense that they kind of stay around their house and their warren and that kind of area where all the other rabbit folk live, he was dissatisfied with that life and is kind of on his, I guess, Rumspringa, if you will, to kind of go out and see the world and kind of cast some spells and kind of do his thing out in the world to see if he really wants to be out there, if he wants to go back to the Warren and start a life there. So,
Legit.
Right on. And to put Walrim on the spot here, you want to tell us a little bit about the guild that you guys operate?
Do you want Walrim or do you want Ben to explain?
However you want to do it, sir.
Here comes a voice.
Well, yes, Walrim, he started a guild called the Lads, and they tend to call me Small Master. I don't enjoy it, but I am below 3 feet tall,
Small Master.
It would make sense that they would call me Small. I guess I'm just getting into adventuring in my old age, but these folks around me seem to have more experience with weapons, and I'm just kind of along for the ride, making sure nobody dies.
Fun stuff. I have a question. Is the Lads, do you employ any females, or is it a no girls allowed kind of club?
Well, it's not like a tree house, but right now we don't have any female members. We're not opposed, but that is the state of the Lads right now.
Okay.
The name will not change.
that's what I was like, well, the name changed.
The name will not change.
Fair enough. So you guys had some missives to choose from. There was kind of a board of people who had requests for you, and there was one that you guys selected. Is there any particular reason why?
Well, we're going to be slaying the shrews because these shrews are being quite a nuisance to the local farmers. They're eating worms, which Hans is not pleased with at all. The worms, they're good fertilizers of the land. They till the soil, and without them, we're low on crops. So I'm going to help the farmers along with my lads here.
Hans simply would not abide.
No, Hans was very displeased, weren't you, Hans? That either means, yes, he is displeased, or he wants to eat all of our organs. I'm not sure.
That's amazing.
Nobody told me I needed a voice. Either for my worm or myself.
That's amazing.
But I should have worn bunny ears and then I could have gotten character. Next time.
Next time for sure. Hang on, before we move on. I just looked at Dark Knight again, and it says I have chainmail or hide.
Okay.
Does that change my AC?
Yes.
Okay.
You add whatever that is to what your natural AC was.
So, like, it doesn't have a plus, but I just looked up chainmail, and the AC for chainmail is 16.
So that's what your AC is.
Cool.
Should something happen and, I don't know, a wizard were to come melt away the chainmail, your
Yeah.
AC's 11.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Alright, as you guys walk along, there's a wizard. I'm just kidding.
He melts the chainmail. And you're back to 11. Thank you. No more questions.
Alright, so you guys took this missive from Hihiyaga, who is located in central Thanalin, which is very close to where your guys' guild is headquartered. And so as you head out of the city, the gate is called the Steps of Nald, and you take your first steps out into central Thanalin. It's just a bone-dry desert. You guys don't see, I mean, you're used to it kind of being from the area. There are little to no plants. It's just sand as far as the eyes can see. There are also a lot of routes. There are caravans kind of going along the lines, merchants delivering their goods, returning with their spoils. And there's also the opposite, a lot of very poor people that are trying to till the land, make do with what they have there. And it's there you see a very small Lalafell farmer who seems to be struggling with his crops. And you take it to be the person that you're looking for. Is there anything you want to do on the approach or say anything while you approach?
What's his name again?
Hihiyaga.
Totally.
Hihiyaga, is that you? We're the lads.
Oh, yes, that's me.
Hello, we're here and ready to slay some shrews if you will allow us to.
Oh, thank goodness. I've had that up for like 3 weeks and no one has come. I've needed help so badly.
No task is below us. we're very beginner adventurers.
So the plot I'm having trouble with is just around the corner there. You'll see the shrews they've made themselves a home on my farm. I'm trying to grow pumpkins. There's a big party that's going on in the city, and I'm trying to get my produce on the map, if you will, and they're just disrupting my process. So if you could go over and relocate them or kill them, I don't really care. Just get them out of my area. That would be amazing.
We will take care of them.
Thank you so much.
Maybe I could just have a discussion with them and just talk them off the property and see, are they small beasts? I speak that, I don't know.
Well, you could certainly try.
And if I run back, then you guys can jump in.
All right. So do you guys want to just head off over there? Do you have any other questions before you depart?
Have you sent anybody else to help, or is it just us the first time?
This is the first time anyone has come to help me. But being a person of my stature and only having my gardening rake, I'm not really much of a match for these things.
How large are they?
They're about my height. It's about 3 feet for you guys, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a small beast. I will not be talking to them.
Feel like you could just step on them and crush them, but we'll see how that goes.
Whatever works.
Alright, say we just go right for it.
Let's do it.
All right, so as you guys round the corner and you see the plot of pumpkins, that is just, you see smashed pumpkins, see kind of vines being ripped apart. Someone want to make a group perception check?
Get it, Gary.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
You got this.
I have no bonus to perception, but we'll just go with it.
That's fine. I don't
My first roll is a 2.
Yeah, that was
And
way
the funny
early.
thing is, I get to re-roll ones. Could they just roll a real one? I'm like, it would have been so much easier in my life. Like, that's how it's gonna be. I can guarantee
gonna
you.
be perfect.
I'm never gonna roll a 1 again.
Just twos.
Just twos
Just
forever. Yeah.
I perceive.
So as you turn the corner, you see all these pumpkins in a disarray, and you see a number of mounds. You can't really tell, if it's just a home or like what kind of deals going on here. But they all seem to have little entrances to them, and you think there's like somewhere in the realm of 4 to 6 of these little mounds on the plot. But you don't see any shrews right now.
Do we want to just go in one of these mounds and see what happens?
I don't know that I can fit.
That's a fair point.
Feels too much like home.
So, Walrum's gonna go up to one of the mounds and hold up his dagger and cast light on his dagger to light up the tunnel, I guess.
Okay. Let's make a perception check for Walrum with his shiny dagger.
Those are some heavy dice, though. Oh my god, I heard that roll.
Yeah, they're great. So it's the add-ons is the same as what it would be, right? Like these are all +3s, or it's just the
Yes,
ones.
correct,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's a 6 as opposed to a 3.
So as you kind of stick your shiny dagger and look inside, it seems to be a pretty tangled line of tunnels that kind of interweave on each other, and you definitely hear a lot of commotion going on in there, like they're actively working in there.
I hear noises. I don't know if they're shrew noises, but there's noises coming from in the tunnel.
Do we want to communicate with these beasts?
Are we able to? Hans, could you maybe dig around in this tunnel and see if you can flesh out some of these shrews? Maybe scare them out?
So Hans is considerably larger than you, and thus considerably larger than the tunnels. If he were to go in there, it wouldn't be simply going through the tunnel, it would be destroying the tunnels.
Where do you go, Hans?
Well, I could go down the tunnel, but I don't know if that's the best call.
Do you want me to sneak in and come back out? Like do a little recon just to see? I don't know how sneaky I am, but I'm probably sneakier than you.
That seems wise.
I do have Mask of the Wild.
Ooh.
I don't really know what that is. If I was a ranger, I knew what it was, but I don't know if it works in a dirt tunnel, so we're going to attempt that.
All right,
Okay,
you going in?
I'll go in and look.
Okay.
Wait. I can't see. I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
My cantrip.
All right,
And use that, and then kind of like try to sneak in.
sounds good.
Yeah, this is the opposite of sneaking in. I'm going to light a bright light, and then go in. I'm just going to sneak in as far as I can see.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
What do you want me to roll?
Just a stealth check.
Okay. We're just gonna hope that it.
You got this.
Wow.
3!
The lads.
What do I add to stealth? Dex 6.
All right.
Okay.
So this tunnel is about Walrum's height, so you kind of have to get down on your hands and knees, and you start to wind down into the tunnel, and as you get down there, you don't really see them, but you do see some eyes that realize that you're down there. A couple sets of them are definitely aware of your presence.
Okay.
Scurrying
I do that little rabbit backup thing.
Scurrying
Tail
back.
first, out the hole. And I'm like, there's eyes. There are people down there, and there are things down there. Do we have any like fire just to light the whole thing on fire?
I'm pulling out my longsword.
Just poke it in the hole?
I can cast Firebolt.
Ooh.
Seems like a good way to flesh them out.
Let's do this.
Do I have to
Are we
roll
gonna
for
die
that?
on our first
Yes.
adventure?
All right, here we go.
Yes.
If we keep rolling like this. Oh my god. 2.
3. That's 5.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
You're not actually trying to hit anything. You're just
Yeah, I'm
throwing
just
it down the hole.
In the
so-
hole.
And you do hit the hole.
There.
Good job. And Skarn lets out a firebolt into this tunnel, and there's a very small explosion as a pit of the plot of land, this farm, just kind of comes down. And out scurry about 7 shrews and 1 baby shrew. And one of the adult shrews takes the baby, and they start running in an opposite direction from you.
So 7 minus 1 is 6. That's 2 shrew per. I'm a little bit scared of shrews.
Are you afraid? Do we give chase, small master?
Well, let's attack them while they're out in the open, shall we? Good work with that fire, even though it was very much not a direct shot, but it did the trick.
I'm gonna run up behind one of them as fast as I can.
Are you going after the one that's running away, or just
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Are the other ones not running away?
the other ones are not running
No,
away?
they're just gonna. They're looking at us.
They're ready to fight. So we're either rolling initiative right now, or someone's trying to give chase to the one that's running away. I'm just waiting for your decision before we get rolling here.
I'm ready to fight.
Might as well fight.
All right, let's do
I
it.
may run during the fight, but might as well fight right now.
Let's do some initiatives.
Just give me a good roll now. Oh, hey. Nice.
Ooh.
There it is.
What was that? 19
Legit.
plus 3.
I'm a 15.
All right, hold on one sec. I'm rolling a bunch of shrews here.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, they're all individual. That's wild. I guess it's better than the alternative where it's just 6 going at one
One
time.
time, exactly.
So
do that
who
often,
rolled the
though.
highest?
I have 22.
Okay.
What is the plus?
It's usually your dex.
Your dex.
Dexterity
Oh,
modifier.
okay, cool.
So what's yours?
17.
What's yours?
15.
Okay. Okay, so Hazel, you're up first.
Nice. So I'm gonna do. How far away are they?
They're about 10 feet away from
Okay,
you guys.
Then I'll do like a little paso-doble move and click my things together, and I'll witch bolt them.
Okay, all right.
Because I'm just gonna go for the big thing right now before I.
Heck yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Start off strong.
Blow them all up.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
So 15.
That'll hit.
Woo! Nice. So 1d12. There's my 12. And then I think Witch Bolt just keeps going until I'm. Well,
Yep.
so 12
all right.
plus 5, so 17 on the first one. I did a little paso doble. I was like, hey, big bang!
They did not know what was coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was coming.
The shrews are just like, is he dancing?
They're a little worried about the 2 that are running away. They're kind of forming a wall as Hazel kind of does this fancy footwork, and one of them just looks up and is like, what is happening? As this bolt just kind of goes right through it and it just explodes.
One shrew down. Well done, Hazel.
Impressive.
All right, and then one of the shrews on the end that didn't really get hit with any viscera is gonna run up and try to avenge its brother.
Got it.
And try to bite you. And as he runs towards you, he kind of trips and falls back in the hole that they came out of.
Perfect.
And he's
down.
he's kind of trying to find his way back out. And then that will leave another shrew who's also going to try to bite you for an 18 to hit you.
That hit me.
And he's going to do 5 piercing damage to you.
Got it.
Yikes.
All right, Skarn, what are you doing?
I'm gonna turn and like face the shrew that just bit Gary. Take my longsword and try to come down right on top of it.
Decapitation.
That is a 15.
That'll hit.
Booyah. Get wrecked. Here we go. 5 damage.
Okay. You bring the sword down on the shrew that just bit your friend. The first damage you guys have seen to the lads on your first adventure, and you do some hefty damage, and he's not looking very good. He's hanging on, and that brings us to Walrim.
So how are they like formed up right now? So there's one that's currently attacking Hazel. There's one that tripped back into the hole.
And the other 3 are kind of in a line.
Okay. So could I hit the 3 of them with Malefic? Or is that not an area of effect thing?
One of yours wasn't it?
Well, I'm not sure what this one was.
That one was not the group one. You
So it'd
had
be this one that's the... No. So I guess none of them are.
no, your Word of Radiance is. That was the group one.
That is?
Yeah. You have to
Okay.
be within 5 feet, so you would be getting kind of in front of that line with the other one that's attacking Hazel to your backside.
Alright, well, to minimize danger, I'm instead gonna run up to the shrew that's biting Hazel,
Okay.
and I'll pull out my... Or I guess I already have it out, but go with my dagger and try and just stab it.
Okay.
7.
As you kind of run up and you have your little dagger, you go to stab the shrew, but the light, it's still lit up. It kind of catches it out of the corner of his eye, and he's able to kind of get out of the way of that.
Blast!
All right. So the remaining shrews are all going to run up and try to bite each of you.
Ooh.
So the first one, we'll start with Walrim and go around the table. First one is not going to make contact with Walrim, as he kind of just bites the dagger that's lit up. He's kind of attracted to that shiny thing you've got in your hand there. Next one, going for Skarn, gets a 16 to hit you.
Exactly.
And he's going to do 7 damage to you.
Damn, bro.
As he gets you right where the chainmail is not.
Apparently.
Where's your chainmail not? That's what I need to know right now.
Right in his crotch.
Exactly. I was like,
Put me right on the junk.
Gotcha. And the third shrew that goes up is not really able to hit you as you're just kind of dancing through them and able to deftly dodge out of the way. And that brings us back to Hazel.
So Witch Bolt is done because it continues on one, I think, doesn't it? As far as I knew, it was only one target, but it could keep going if I didn't cancel it.
But yeah, it did its job.
Yeah, but we're only down to really... Oh no, there's 3 and there's 4. There's one in the hole. So... I might as well just use my other spell. I don't want to die. Because I've already down 4 points. So I'm going to use the Maximilian Earth Grasp.
Okay.
I cast that by doing a little flamenco step.
Nice.
And have my little... and a huge hand of dirt comes from the earth and hopefully attacks something. So we'll see.
Are you going for one of the fret? No, I'm just kidding.
I got 5. Come on now.
Those 2s, we're not kidding around. Dude.
No.
Wow. Man.
Ouch.
Wait, no, it's a 7, but either way.
So,
But that one stays up at least. So
yeah. This hand kind of comes out of the earth, and it kind of brings up a shrew with it that was underground, the one that fell in the hole.
Solid.
As he's kind of knocked prone, but he is back on the surface.
Great.
All right.
That's exactly what I meant to do.
And then the shrew is going to turn his sights to Walrum here for, wow, a 21 to hit. And another 7 points of piercing damage
Holy moly, bro.
as he bites you right in the arm.
Do we need to run?
That's half my health, just FYI.
These shrews are on fire. This is ridiculous.
God.
And then the weakened shrew who was hit by Skarn is going to try to retaliate with some damage here with a 21 to hit.
Wow.
Another 7.
You're fucking joking.
Wow.
This is incredible.
What?
And then that brings us to Scar.
What's the lineup of these shrews right now? Is there
So
like
good.
1 in front of all of us and 2 in front of me?
There's 1 in front of all, 2 in front of you, and then 1 kind of on its back in the middle of
Okay.
the field here.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a step back,
Mhm.
put my longsword in its sheath, and pull out my glaive, and just swing it right at these 2 little shrews that are in front of me.
Okay.
14.
All right, that'll hit.
Let's go.
Oh, fucking really? That's 1 damage.
All right. So
This is not going well at all.
No.
you guys are rookies. This is your first adventure.
It shows.
So as you swing your glaive, there's the one that was in front of you that was not doing very well at all. It doesn't quite finish him off, but he's still kind of towards the end of his life here, and he's aware. The other one takes 1 point of damage, but doesn't really seem all that fazed by it. And it's Walrum's turn.
Alright, so Walrum is gonna run behind Skarn and just touch like the back of his calf and cast Cure Wounds.
Sure.
Or not Cure Wounds. What is it? Benefic.
We renamed them for fun.
Interesting. Oh.
So I will heal you for 7.
Wow.
So you get
Well,
7.
Take that right back.
Yeah, you get 7 hit points back.
Nice. Alright, so it's time once again for the all around. Every Shrew's gonna be attacking somebody. One of them will, however, not be attacking Hazel's. He's kind of getting up from being knocked prone from the earth hand. So Walrim, we've got an 11 coming at you. Does that hit you?
Yep.
Okay, and then Skarn a 22.
Yeah.
And
This
then
is
Walrim
unbelievable.
a 7 points of damage.
Alright, Walrum's dead.
And another 7 at Scar.
You like what in the fuck?
This is ridiculous.
Are you using Drew's amber dice?
I'm using my one that suck at Pokemon, but clearly not in this.
Holy crap!
Good thing I healed you.
Yeah, for real. Otherwise, I'd be out
That'd
too.
be a double down. God.
Protect small master!
Hazel.
I think that we probably should retreat, but I'm gonna do Cure Wounds. So I gotta think of a dance move real quick. Hold on. We'll do a grand jeté over towards him. And I'll cure. Do I don't have to actually just lay hands on him and cure wounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Will that work if I'm down?
Yeah.
We'll help you out.
3.
You
at
got
least.
3 HP.
Okay.
But that means that we can probably.
I'll pick him up and we can run.
Yeah.
Alright, so one Shrew is going to be going after Skarn again.
It started so well. You just eviscerated one.
Okay. And then one at Hazel for an 11 to hit. Alright, so these two are both kind of agitated that this little guy just got back up. One kind of bites him where the chainmail was and isn't able to penetrate that. And the other one is easily dodged by your dance moves as you move over to resuscitate Small Master. And it is Skarn's turn.
Retreat.
Pick up Small Master and start running away from the shrews.
Okay. They don't seem to care to give chase. They just kind of want to start rebuilding their home that has imploded. One seems to go off to where the other two had run.
Okay.
Small Master, are you alright?
I don't know what happened.
Those shrews were your size and took you out quickly.
I thought I was able to heal you. What? I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I passed out, and then I was back, and then we're running away from the shrew. We should kill the shrews. We killed the first shrew.
They were powerful shrews.
Just like a 7-foot
fucking
warrior,
warrior,
8 feet with a
tall.
massive sword and a big ass fuck off glaive.
They were big shrews.
God damn it.
Well, are we going to regroup? How do we regroup? My legs hurt.
Oh.
I feel like we need to rest and come up with a new plan.
Well, we shouldn't let the little one know. He'd be mortified if we almost died for his behalf, and also I'm very embarrassed. We should have done better with the shrews. They're shrews.
Maybe these worms aren't so important.
How dare you?
Hans just kind of shoots you a death stare.
With the eyes he doesn't have.
The big sandworm.
So if you guys would like to, you're free to teleport home if you want to rest up for the day and try again
I think
tomorrow.
we should rest and buy some supplies, like a cask of oil and a torch, and pour it down the hole.
Set them up. That's a good idea.
So do you guys want to head back to your guild home?
I don't know that we have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
we're
have-
all.
I
we're all
have
fucked
3
up.
HP.
I only have 6.
Jordan has 6.
We
What
have
do you
11, but
How do fucking shrews take us out like that?
there was a lot of them.
There were a lot.
Like,
of
if
them.
it's 3 shrews, I would have kept fighting, but there was, like,
yeah,
still
there's
5 more
5.
shrews.
Holy moly!
And we don't know, there might have been more down there.
At least you did well.
I got really lucky right off the bat.
I wish I could roll as well in Pokemon.
That was insane.
So
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. God. Alright, so we just return back to our
Mm-hmm.
Guild
guild
home.
hut,
Yes.
licking our wounds.
I don't know if you guys have a name for your home or if it's just the lads' headquarters. You guys can discuss that if you'd like.
We'll figure it out another time. I feel like we have bigger shrews to fry at this point.
Okay.
For sure.
As you guys enter your guild house, there's your main room. It looks similar to like a waiting room. You've got like a couple couches. There's kind of a counter where you keep all your missives and things that were options for quests for you. There's also stairs down to a basement. You guys haven't furnished that yet. There was discussion on using that maybe as like a training area or like a crafting area. But up in the main room again, there's a hallway with a couple rooms. The first one on the left is Small Masters. The second one on the left is Batu Moncod, who is currently out fishing in Limsa. Probably wish he wasn't fishing today.
Very much so.
The last room on the left and the 2 on the right are unoccupied for you guys to pick which room is yours.
The last on the left, because I'll remember that.
Sounds good. The only one on the right?
There's 2 on the right.
2 on the right. Okay.
I'll take both.
I have rather
Knock a hole in.
I'll take the last one on the right.
Okay.
So are we just gonna long rest and go back at it tomorrow, I
I
guess?
say long rest and buy some supplies and...
For sure.
Are we getting paid for this? I forgot to ask that. If not, I need to persuade him to pay us.
We better be.
I believe there is going to be a monetary prize as well as like experience and prestige
Oh yeah,
for
I
our
did read
guild.
that. Yes.
So
In the missing.
3-pronged in that not only are we only getting money, but also prestige and...
I love that it's 3-pronged because we just got forked.
Hey,
In a big way.
Huge way.
Buy some shrews. And I think of shrews as that tiny little mouse creature.
Right?
And it's so cute and innocent.
And
And
then they're the size of him, and I'm like, okay.
As he
these
said,
are-
they're big shrews!
And it went from like, and first turn, that one explodes.
Yeah,
and then
literally.
the rest kill us all.
It's like, oh, we got
He
this.
just
This is cake.
dances and makes one explode into a million pieces, and then the rest of them get so furious that they just chase us back, tails between our legs. God.
All right.
all right.
We got this, guys.
So now that
So any other ideas for, I mean, oil and
your idea
oil and
really
fire?
good. I mean, just pour that shit down there, and I'll freaking firebolt it up, or whatever we want to call that. Are we changing all the spell names?
No.
Okay.
I feel like any way we could kill more than one in one go would be great, because we tried that and it didn't work. So let's reconnoiter, and I like that idea.
Yes. I say that we go and look and see how many entrances to their warren. I don't know why I keep saying warren because it's a rabbit thing, sorry. And see how many entrances to their warren is, and then we can maybe pour oil down all of those entrances and either smoke them, you know, make them pass out and die of smoke, or like burn them to death, or maybe we just piss them off more and we run away again.
That is rather smart.
All right, well, let's buy some supplies.
Okay. You each have 500 gil, by the way.
Okay.
And...
500 what?
Gil. G-I-L.
Is that the money?
The currency, yes.
The muns.
And you guys, are you shopping in Ulda, just the main city where your guild's kind of located?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and try to haggle some with my awesome charisma and my dance moves.
Do it
Alright. So Izzy, you guys head down to the Blue Sapphire Exchange, which is kind of the market area for Ulda. There are many shops with which to purchase your goods from. Probably like 5 on either side of the street down the road. If anyone would like to do some insight or perception to see which one might be more prevalent to you, or if you just want to ask around.
Small master, where do we go?
I would like to buy some poison.
well, the 6.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Uh,
Finish your sentence with that.
So as you look down, you see the first one here on the left. The guy has a lot of swords and just general weaponry with which to purchase. That's not really what you were looking for, though.
I like this store.
You already have weapons and they didn't work, so let's try a new plan.
All right.
Somebody else want to look for stores?
I'm
Wait.
looking for flammable stuff.
Wait, what was it
Specifically
called?
Maybe
oil.
someone
have a
who's
name?
not 2 feet
That
tall?
store that we were just at, did it have a name?
You don't see anything above it.
Okay.
He's just kind of shouting about, metalworks and weapons. Come get your weapons. Shoppist in Ulda.
I go over and ask him. I said, "Hey, we're looking for poisons or some oils.
Oh, okay. Not many weapons.
Not many weapons right now, but when we come back, we'll need our weapons fixed."
Are you sure? And he pulls out this dagger that he's been sharpening for the last hour. It's only,
I'm like, "Ooh, wait, a dagger!"
it's only 300 gil.
Oh. I'm like already spending my money on a dagger that I don't need.
Walren walks up and just...
300? That's outrageous. This costs no more than 25.
He's trying to deceive him into thinking that. Because he's good
Me
at
or
deception.
them?
No, the guy who sells it. I'm trying to protect you. A 10.
I can persuade the heck out of people. I just haven't done it yet.
This was made from metal that is more expensive than probably you, sir. So there's no
How
chance.
dare you? That's so
25
rude.
gil.
I'm going to look at other shops. Good day, sir.
Good
What if I
riddance.
give you 100 for it?
No. Your friend has offended you.
Oh, dang it. But
Your friend
You're a-
offended me.
but fine, sir. You're like, no.
I'm not doing business with any of you.
Okay.
But the weapons.
I'm gonna pay 25 for it. I was like, maybe we can get it down by half. I was thinking you're like 25.
I mean, if I rolled higher than that, it would have been awesome, and you would have thanked me. But alas,
Historically speaking, in Ulda, the Dunes folk Lalafell are kind of like the peasants. They're very much looked down upon. Unless they're also, like, weirdly, the richest people, but it's very obvious which ones those are. So there's a big disparity between those that are the very rich Lalafell and those that are not. And they're obviously far more willing to talk with and work with the rich merchant owner Lalafell than the ones that are not.
So now we know where Walrum sits on that scale.
Yes.
so I feel like Walrum now is gonna go looking for sketchy back alleys where he can actually purchase goods, not from these like hoity-toity merchants that are on the main bazaar, as it were.
I look for another shop that has oil and poisons.
Sure.
Do it.
So there
I don't know what I'm
is-
adding to it, but
That's enough.
that's a nice roll, so I'm just gonna go with it.
So there's one down on the right that seems to resemble an apothecary of sorts. He's kind of got some flasks and things, stuff kept with corks, just general liquids. That seems to be kind of what you're looking for.
So, okay, I go in there, and I tell him of our issue and what we're looking to do. I say we have this warren of shrews that we need to clear out, and we're looking to either poison or burn them out. And I say this looks like an amazing shop that will actually be able to help us.
Thank you.
So, tell me, what can you sell me that might help me?
Well, I've got a couple options. We do have this kind of flask of salamander oil, which is very flammable. Some people use that for the entrances, if you know where the entrances are. The other option that most people do is this poison here, and if they're, say, like in your garden, you can poison the flowers, and as they eat them, they will just kind of die on their own, so to speak.
That would be poisoning the pumpkins, maybe.
Yes.
And that I would rather burn them out, I think.
Okay.
So, how much for the salamander oil?
So it's 40 gil a flask.
So, how many entrances do we think we have?
Well, you saw what, like 4?
Yeah, we
4 or
saw
5?
there was like four or five mounds, I think.
Okay.
So, 5?
Start there.
Yeah. Can I get? Hold on, let me do some math because math is hard for me.
I hate
I was a
math.
Spanish teacher. Can we get? What would be 4 times 5? Isn't it?
200?
200, but I want to almost say 150. Can I get 5 for 150?
Let's roll a.
I try to be
persuasion
reasonable at least
here.
when I'm persuading. So now I got +9 though.
Okay.
Like, but I have +9, so it's a 12 at least.
Okay. So she kind of goes, well, I mean, for salamander oil is not the most popular product I have, so I'd be willing to go wholesale for you on that.
Okay.
And she goes to collect 5 bottles of salamander oil for you. And she reaches out for her 150 gil.
And I hand over with the intention of hoping being compensated later on 150 gil.
We'll just dock everybody 50, we'll say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, I'm down.
In the when I rolled up the character, I rolled up the gold as regular, like for
Okay.
regular D&D,
Yeah.
and so that's how I bought the extra scimitar.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
you'll need to tell me how much.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I was like, do you want me to take something
No,
off
you're
of
good.
that?
You're good. There's some things you guys got on your travels to get to this point, and this is kind of your starting allowance from your guild. Walrum kind of divvied it up. Everyone got 500. Is there anything else you guys needed, like potions or anything of that nature?
Walrum kind of tugs on Skarn's leg. He's trying to stay out of sight because he kind of realizes how people view him now and that he could undermine our ability to get sales just by existing. So,
Yes, small master.
Skarn, how much for the poison? I have an idea, but I want to know how much a flask of poison would cost.
How much for the poison?
The point.
I'm like, excuse me, sir. That poison that we were talking about earlier. How much for that?
That one is 35 a flask.
Now, could we get the wholesale? You know, we are helping the community.
With poison?
No, with the shrews, because it's for the crops.
Oh, okay.
To help the whole community here.
God, whose farm are you helping?
Hee hee ha. I was like,
Yaga?
hee hee yaga.
Oh, okay. The pumpkin guy.
Yes, the pumpkin guy.
Gotcha.
Pumpkin guy.
Do you like pumpkin spice lattes?
Oh, is this your retainer?
Mm-hmm. He's basic white girl.
Walrum just turns and walks away dejected.
Nice.
How many poison flasks were you looking to purchase?
I don't know. How many poison flasks might we want?
2 of them.
2?
2.
Yeah, that would be 70 gil.
70.
Yeah.
What about for 50?
I mean, that's not really a wholesale threshold for me.
Oh,
You have to
true.
buy more than that.
What would be a wholesale threshold for you?
We're looking at least 4.
4 times. That's math again. Thanks.
You're smart.
I walked away. I'm just too furious.
You can help us with the math right now.
Well, I was thinking like just offer the like 2 for 60 instead of 2 for 50. Like
Okay.
come up a little bit. That way we can even like do an even split 3 ways as well.
Okay.
So 2-pronged.
2 for 60. Is that okay?
Let's roll a persuasion check and see.
Let's go.
All right, just because it's for the pumpkin guy, he's such a sweetheart. I'll hook you up.
Yes.
And she readies 2 poison flasks for you, or 4. 2. 2 is 2.
2.
2. 2.
So dock us another 20 each.
And my last question, you know, sometimes when we trip and we fall and we get cut, you know, sometimes we need some things to mend that. Do you have anything for that?
I do have potions and high potions and things of that nature.
So for like a regular, like just, you know, like a normal, you know, maybe I got cut and I might need, you know, a little bit back to keep in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
How much for one of those?
20 gil for a potion.
Oh, well,
Gouge.
I won't even a healing potion.
Gouge him. Gouge him for it.
But if we all want 2 for 6, so how many? Can I get that discount again? 2 for 6, and I promise to bring you a pumpkin pie. I mean, a beautiful lady like you should have a pumpkin pie from the pumpkin guy.
That's a pretty nice bargain. Tell you what, I'll do half of that order now, and you bring me the pumpkin pie, and I'll give you the other half.
Perfect. One of you guys have to learn how to make a pumpkin pie. Oh, we have a culinarian, don't we?
Yeah.
Or is it the other? He's just not with us.
We could also just ask the farmer after we
Oh yeah.
If he
hopefully
has any.
succeed. We'll
So-
see, but
We'll take 3 now.
Okay.
But, so what was the wholesale price? We didn't.
So we'll do it for half off.
Okay.
For 10 apiece.
All right.
So
I love
So
the
20
pumpkin
more?
pie. In real life and in character.
It's just is it the medium? What's the potion called? I forgot. Medium.
This one's just a regular, like a light potion.
Okay, light.
Basic.
Okay.
Yeah.
so how are we splitting it up in terms of like who has what?
I was just gonna take 1 potion. You can,
So just 1 potion each.
yeah, for that 1 heal potion. But then I can carry the salamander oil. And
Okay.
Since you have the poison idea.
Okay.
Thank you, lovely lady. I appreciate your shop and everything that you do.
Well, thank you. And she kind of like gives a little bow.
And I do like a little bow and a spin and a twist and kind of kick my foot up in the air.
She's very tickled by that.
Like, perfect.
So
I've never played a character that's supposed to have charisma. Normally I'm like, fuck it.
That's where I'm at right now. I'm about to just like your style is like really good, and I'm just standing there like I just want to punch him.
So as Walrum walks away, can he like look and see if there are any of those like sketchy back alleys where he could maybe find like some more peasant merchants that would be more willing to interact with him?
Sure.
With what check would that
Just perception.
be? 11.
Okay. So this kind of merchant exchange, this shop avenue, goes around in a big arc. It looks like it's eventually a giant loop, and concurrently on the inside of it is yet another loop where it looks like things are either stored or left behind, and you do see a lot of people that are not doing nearly as well as the people on the outer ring, just kind of hanging out in there.
Okay. Don't know that I want to delve into there without my crew, so...
Do you see Small Master?
Do I see him?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
You're supposed to keep track of him.
I did not see where he went. Oh, well. This is not good.
I'm sure he'll meet us back at the guild house.
Okay.
And he does.
Are you guys going back to the guild house?
Or should we... What time of day is it, do you think? Do we have time
So
to
you
go back to
guys,
things?
you woke up and kind
Okay.
of went shopping, so you still have pretty much the entirety of your day. We'll say you spent about 30 minutes looking for Small Master, but given his height and the amount of people, it was a difficult task that you gave up on pretty quickly.
Should we give it another go?
Well, I'm going to go back to the guild house so y'all
Okay.
can reconnoiter with me, and then we can maybe figure out an actual tangible plan of action.
Is that...
Fire.
Fire.
There you go.
Yes, fire.
So are we back at the guild house
Yeah.
now?
Yes.
All right, well, what's the plan? We've got the salamander oil, and we've got some poison. I was thinking maybe we douse the entries of all the tunnels, and Skarn here can light it on fire?
Yes, fire.
You like fire.
Fire.
What would you say, Hazel? Was that the plan of action?
Yes, I think back in my warren we did that one time with a pesky little group of critters that was feeding on our crops.
Fair enough. Well, my plan with the poison was I could dip my dagger in the poison, and then that way I'd only need to give a shrew a little poke, and even if he runs away, he maybe eventually will succumb to the poison.
I like both.
At the very least, my poison plan could be plan B to our plan A.
Certainly.
All right, let's get revenge on these damn shrews.
Skarn? Scorn?
Skarn.
Skarn. Skarn. Do you remember when he was poking things with his dagger before and he hit nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The light from the dagger blinded me. I couldn't see.
I was like, I'm
It also
so scared that
distracted
we
the
keep him
other
over
shrew.
there, and I'm gonna sit over here.
It might be smart to stay out of the fray.
Fair enough, but even when I was behind you, they found their way to me. You didn't do a very good job protecting me, Skarn.
I will focus on protecting Small
Thank
Master.
you. I'm squishy.
All right, so
Okay.
as you guys leave once again through the gates and out into central Thanalin, you do see Hahayiga tending to his farm. Are you going to try to sneak past him or and talk to him again? Or
No, we can talk to him again.
Hello, Hehe Yaga.
oh, hello, adventurers! Not to be rude, but I saw it didn't go very well yesterday. My pumpkin patch has a bit of a hole in it.
We just needed some supplies.
Okay,
So I think today it's much better.
you're trying again?
Yes.
Oh,
Yesterday was more recon, and now today we put the actual plan into action.
And we did kill one.
great!
And one is probably dead by today. That one bled out. I swear it bled out.
Great, there's been no noticeable effect on the amount of pumpkins that I have.
So, looking at his pumpkin field with all of this, and now that my plan was to burn the entire thing, am I going to burn his pumpkin field down? Is there pumpkins everywhere and we're like in the middle of it?
There are pumpkins in the field. Some are not whole anymore thanks to the shrews,
Okay.
but there are some present.
So all the mounds are like in the field of the pumpkins?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, I'm maybe I want to talk to Hihiyaga again.
Okay.
And just say, hey, so our plan today is to take them all out at once as much as we can.
Makes sense.
But in that plan, we may lose some pumpkins. What's more important at this point? Do we need to like collect pumpkins first to like make sure?
Do I have time to harvest the pumpkins that are left?
That would be a great plan for you, is to harvest the pumpkins so we can have the field to ourselves to get rid of these shrews.
Well, the soil here is notoriously difficult, so long term I think that would be the best thing. And since no one wants to help me, I think that I'm willing to accept, but please allow me to gather what pumpkins are left.
We will totally allow you to gather, but we do need one thing.
What is that?
Just one pumpkin pie.
Just
I
one.
love pumpkin pie.
I don't know how to bake, but I could supply you with one of my small pumpkins. Is that alright?
Yes. Let me open this book.
I mean, we have a culinarian, so at worst case, if we
Okay.
have a pumpkin, we could maybe finagle it.
But I would have one additional thing to ask in
Mhm.
return for the pumpkin. And that is to, when you're done, to take one of these larger pumpkins to Raja down at the Coin and Coffer Tavern up the road.
Okay.
Just a delivery.
Okay. I could get a beer.
I could give beer. Oh, your vices.
So, Hahayuga goes over and he kind of takes his little wheelbarrow and he harvests the 4 pumpkins that are left and the one small one that he intends to give to you after the fact. And the rest of the pumpkins that are left are either half-eaten or broken in some manner.
That hand.
I know. My like the earthen grasp is just sitting there.
And
I
he's
swear it's a great spell.
Oh,
But I need to rename all of mine to some like dance moves.
yeah, go for it.
And then but then we'll have
That
to
would
like
be
put
sweet.
quotes for you.
Yeah. And so he looks back over his shoulder and he looks kind of sad at the idea of burning his pumpkin patch, but he just takes his pumpkins over to his little tent.
I might have an idea that might minimize the damage on the surface. Hazel, would you mind giving me one of those salamander flasks?
Alright, so Walrun's just gonna take the flask and waddle down one of the tunnels
Okay.
and like pour a puddle like a ways down, like to where he can kind of see the eyes staring at him, and then just trail like a little, a trail behind it that leads to the puddle further down.
Okay.
So it's more just flaming the den rather than like the entryways.
Do you want? That seems like a great plan. Do you want to do it with all the entrances, and we'll try to light them all at the same time?
I think that might be a good idea. I figure if we just do one, they might all scatter out the other exits. That would not be good.
And
So
then come back and bite him in the non-armored place.
true. All right. Well, I can go down the other tunnels. That was not as scary as I thought it would be.
And I'll just do the same. Is it gonna take like an entire flask for each one, or?
It'd probably take half for each, depending on how long you want to make the trail.
Okay.
So if you were it would take an entire flask if you're coming all the way back out.
Okay, I don't need to do that because Skarn can flambe it regardless. So I guess we'll use up 2 of the flasks.
Okay.
Half for each tunnel.
And then, as you're doing this, the shrews in there notice that you are in there and kind of doing stuff in their den, but most of them are helping the small one and the one yesterday that was near the end of its legs, kind of nursing its wounds, and that seems to be their focus more so than getting you out.
I really feel. I guess I shouldn't because of my alignment, but I feel like we're killing these little animals that we probably could have just relocated. But like, here's a pumpkin trail. We're gonna take you to this field over here.
Just pawn it off on a different farmer.
Exactly. And then come back and ask him, do you have a shrew problem?
That's eggplant guy's problem now, not pumpkin guy.
That's a really good idea. Just keep getting money from different people who keep having this shit problems.
Yay, chaotic neutral.
We've hacked the campaign.
we moved them away. It's fine. All right. Here's your money. All right. Repeat. Let's do this again.
The Shrews are back, guys.
The next missive. The
The
eggplant
Shrews are
guy.
back. We know.
The onion guy. The celery guy.
That's the whole campaign. It's just helping different farmers of different crops.
All right, Skarn. Well, the oil is in place. If you want to again do a
Do
little.
we each need to take one and like do a little flint and steel thing?
I guess we could.
I don't know. I mean, because you only have firebolt, right?
Fire.
How many times can you?
It's a cantrip,
Okay,
So endless.
so
Yeah.
I can do it whenever I want.
but if you do it and they start going on one hole,
Right.
so I'll go over with I have an explorer's packish thing, so I'll use flint and steel on one.
Nice. Are you gonna do the same, or do I have the other 4?
I don't have a way to make fire that I'm aware of.
Well, we could light something on fire.
I could also hand you mine. The same thing that he's doing. You can cover one of them, and I can try and hit all 3 at the same time. It's gonna be freaking harder just to do them really quick.
Well, the other thing you could do is light the starting oil of one and then just run over to another tunnel and do it again.
Yeah.
And then we could take the other 2.
Right.
There's only 2. How many tunnels are there?
There's 5, right?
I thought there were 4.
I thought there's 4.
Oh, I got this.
Well, that was a DM answer. It was amazing.
Exactly. So we got.
We knew of 4, so we're gonna light the 4, right? There was 4 that we knew of, 4 mounds that we saw that we went to.
All right.
Great. These are gonna go out another hole, and I'm gonna have to run back to the guild again. But that would be very meta of me to say, so I'm just gonna run over and get ready to light one of the holes.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll do the same.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna cast.
Can we just light it, or do we need a roll to be able to light
So
it?
you 2 are just gonna light it. He has to roll to hit. 'Cause
Right.
He's trying to do like quick succession
Okay.
fire here.
All right.
But it's on your mark.
Get set.
All right, on your mark. Get set. Oh,
Does he have
God.
advantage because it's just trying to light?
You have advantage on
Well,
the first one, but not the second
That's
one.
fine.
Because you're going. Once that first one goes, you're committed and you're going.
Holy.
That's 10 for the first one,
Okay.
and then I'm going over to the second one, and 13 on the second one.
Okay. So, and are you guys going when you shot the first
Yeah.
one or the second one?
Probably the first one.
We'll do it the first
In
one.
between the first and second.
Okay. So, Skarn throws off his first fire. You guys light your flint, and the fire kind of goes in. Skarn throws his other one, and all 4 were lit at pretty much the same time. You guys did a good job. And just immediately you see just billows of smoke coming out. All 4. There were only 4.
Ooh.
And you just kind of hear this horrible shrieking underground. And that lasts about 30 to 45 seconds. One of them actually runs out on fire, and it's just kind of running in circles, bumping things. And I'll need each of you to make a dexterity save.
Unless I just
14.
12.
Oh my god, that die.
9.
Yours looks like a 1 every single time.
And you guys are able to kind of get out of the way of this charging shrew, but he does seem to be headed towards where his tent was set up.
So I'm gonna run over and stab him with my scimitars.
Okay.
Because I want to put him out of his misery.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I do. Oh. So first one is big, a 23, and then second one is without it, so it's just an 11.
Okay. Cool. And those will hit. You want to roll some damage?
So 5. Do I do a damage bonus with? It's just the strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 6 and then 2.
Okay. So that will be enough. Is there anything, like, how would you like to take out the shrew?
Much like a whirling dervish.
Okay.
You know, kick one foot up in the air, have both scimitars going at the same time.
Nice.
1, 2.
Nice.
Legit.
Slice them up,
Mm-hmm.
take them out, and
Do like a little at the end, the elbows in the air,
Russian
the
jig.
There was,
the
uh,
Russian jig.
this was very much a different experience to what you guys had yesterday, and you just kind of relish in the moment as you do your little dance of victory, and you get the lone kill of the combat.
I got one yesterday.
So props to you. And,
Walrun wants to go over and see if he can collect like some cooked shrew meat off of that thing.
okay. So you are. What were your alchemist minor?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a 20.
I forgot to choose that.
6.
Okay. Between the amount of fire that was on him and the amount of slicing that happened, everything's kind of just charcoal at this point. There's not really much you can harvest off of this poor animal.
All right. Well, never mind. So has the fire stopped burning in the tunnels?
No.
Do not pour water down there.
Should we get our pumpkin and leave?
We'll come back and check the fire tomorrow.
Seems like a problem that the fire is just continuously burning. How long is there any nutritional facts on this salamander oil? Do we know how long it burns for? We probably should have checked that.
I did not get the OSHA sheet for this.
As let's make an intelligence check for Walrun here. As an alchemist, he might have come across salamander oil in his days.
9.
You
He
don't
hasn't.
you don't know much about it, but you just know it is very flammable. Like similar to how an oil spill on the ocean could catch fire.
Guys, this is very flammable stuff. Very flammable. That's all I know. That it's flammable. Which we already knew because we lit it on fire and it burned.
Yes, fire.
Thank you, Scarn. You're adding just about as much intelligence to the situation as I am.
Earth hand.
Oh, I could try to put it out, but I don't. We can try. I mean, I am gonna rest, so I can cast a spell. You're like big hand fire.
Yeah.
Stamp it. But it's underneath the earth. I'd have to go down there to see the fire. Really, it's just billowing out of 4 holes right now.
So at about this time, the smoke is collecting into a pretty sizable pillar above the farm, and the pumpkin farmer comes running around the corner. What have you done? This isn't gonna help the worms. Why would you do this? And he's quickly trying to like squash the dirt in the mounds to do anything he can to put any fire out.
Oh yeah, the worms.
Forgot about the worms. I forgot about the worms totally.
We did forget about the worms, yes we did. But controlled burns are actually good for the environment.
Are we in control?
No, but Hazel, I think you need to use the hand with the dirt and put these fires out post haste, please.
I will do my little. No, it was the grand jeté for this one. Like my grand jeté across the thing, which is basically just a big jump with your legs spread out.
Nice.
And click my heels in my bracelets and cast the Earth Grasp, the Maximilian Earth Grasp.
All right.
To have it start bludgeoning the earth. Just to see what it'll do.
Okay. So it is pretty effective as a giant hand of earth would be. At it, and from what you can kind of see, it's sealing up these holes. And your kind of idea is without the oxygen going in there, maybe it'll kind of extinguish the fire that way.
Makes sense.
Hopefully. And Haha Yiga is just besides himself with I thought you were gonna like blow them up or something. Like, why set them on fire? And he's just kind of like collecting what little bits of vines he can for his future pumpkin patch.
Well, to be fair, you did want the shrews gone, and now they're gone. They're very gone. They're very dead.
And it's, compost now. Perfect for the earth.
That is an excellent point, Hazel. There you go. Fertilizer for the crops.
Mm-hmm.
Dead shrews!
Dead shrews. Worms love dead shrews.
They do indeed. They eat dead shrews. You might not have known this, even though you're a farmer and know things about farming.
I will offer a persuasion check to see how well you can calm him down.
Okay.
Should we all do it?
I got a 20.
Nope, he's
Okay.
good.
And he just kind of lets out a little bit of a sigh. He's like, I guess the bodies will kind of serve as a haven for the worms. I didn't really realize they were still down there. I just saw this dead one and assumed that they all ran out.
No, they're all under the earth, calm and decomposing right now, ready for the earthworms to eat them and be ready to make your soil rich again and make it so you have luscious pumpkins. Speaking of pumpkins, do you have that small one and that big one we can take right now? Because I really feel like we need a drink. And since I happen to have a minor in culinarian that I just took, because I hadn't chosen one yet, I'm going to try to make a pumpkin pie after we deliver a big pumpkin to Steve's bar. What was the name of the guy?
It was
Something with an R.
the
Rex.
Coffin and Coffer is the name of the tavern.
Got it.
I was
The
wrong.
proprietor of it is named Roger.
I was right.
Roger. Who framed Roger Rabbit?
There it is.
You should know this.
Alright, so he hands you, he goes, here's your small pumpkin. It is about this big in his hands, so it is considerably small for you.
Got it.
And he hands you yet another pumpkin, and he goes, please take this to Roger. It's north up the road at the Coffin and Coffer, if you wouldn't mind.
Coffin and coffer. Yes. Let's go!
Fire.
Fire.
Scar would like beer. Let's go on our way.
I do believe that we do deserve a drink.
Absolutely.
So as you guys head down the path, you pass a couple caravans on the way that are headed into Ulda. And you come across, it's this big kind of cliff that's overhanging, and built within the cliff is this building and a big sign that's hanging out that says the Coffin and Coffer. Has a little picture of a big old mug of beer. And standing outside is just a man in a suit of armor with a sword, arms crossed, kind of like a bouncer type, standing outside.
You woke up with this pumpkin?
We have a pumpkin for Roger.
Okay, go give it to him.
Thank you, sir.
And as you head inside, it's a pretty small bar. There's probably like 4 or 5 tables, and then the bar itself. And there's a couple people in there, and you can kind of tell the employees, they're all wearing the same clothes. They have a big orange turban on and an orange vest over a dark brown shirt. And so it's kind of you intuit that those are the people that work here. And the people at the tables vary from those that have been working in their farms all day to those who are just bringing their spoils into the city but are taking a break on the road. A little bit of the rich, a little bit of the poor in there.
Walra immediately goes over to the poor.
And there's a Highlander here that's kind of sitting there, and his hands are super calloused from the day. He's got a lot of, you can kind of see where he's been squinting and dust has been on his face, but he's not anymore, so he's got those lines that are not covered in dust, and he just kind of raises his tankard to you and keeps drinking.
Hello, sir. You mind if I sit down and have a drink?
And he just kind of motions like it doesn't bother him.
Alright, I sit down.
You're gonna go look for Roger?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look to see if there's a stage so I can do a little dance and make some money.
I'm just literally gonna stand in the middle of the bar.
With the
Where is Roger?
And there's a man with his arms folded behind the counter. He's like, I'm Roger.
Hello, Roger. I have a pumpkin for you.
Oh, from Hahayiga.
Exactly.
That wasn't his name, it's Hihiyaga. Who are you?
Are you serious?
It's dangerous times, sir. Just trying to make sure.
How
I
many
thought
pumpkins could you
that
possibly be
was
expecting, Roger?
His name.
I'm just messing with you. Thanks for bringing the pumpkin.
We've been been through a lot today, Roger. Don't mess with us, Roger.
Because we've all been through a lot today. It's not fun not being rich. And he kind of takes the pumpkin and sets it behind the bar.
I'll have a mead.
So the drink menu, I'm not actually the one serving today. I got my wench over there. If you want to leave an order, she'd be happy to take it.
Okay.
And he hands you a menu, and there's a whole manner of things on it, from stews and meats. And the drink options you have today are mint lassie, orange juice, and some frumenti.
What is this?
Fermenti?
Yes.
I'm assuming that that's like the beer
I'm gonna
equivalent.
have a mint lassie.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Sort
But
of
it
like
sounds
a
good.
mango lassi.
So that
That's what I thought it was a mango lassie. Well,
But minty.
but minty.
The menu lists it's a cool and refreshing drink. It's made from cultured milk. It's popular in the Near East. It's used often to offset the blistering heat of the midday sun that's out here.
I love
It's
this.
11 gil.
Got it.
For the mint thing?
Yes.
What's the milk one?
I got a healing potion
And the
for 10, but I
fermented.
got this drink for...
The fermenty one.
It's like a fermented drink. It's some Ald goat milk, which for you in Earth terms is just like a giant goat.
Right.
It's they use wheat to distill it, and there's a hint of raisin in it. That one will run you 7 gil.
Fermenti for me.
Okay.
Is the orange juice cheaper than the fermenti?
It is also 7 gil.
Oh, that puts me in a predicament. I wanted to order the cheapest thing, but there's 2 cheapest things.
There is buffalo milk on the menu, and that's only 4 gil.
Well, now you have to drink it.
Fine, I'll have the buffalo milk. It's all I deserve after this day.
And she takes your orders and goes and delivers them. You get yours in a tankard. Yours is kind of in like a canteen type of thing. And Walrum's is in this like kind of like a milk jar, but for Walrum it's like it's big. And it's probably like 3 Walrums worth of buffalo milk.
Wow.
This is quite the bargain, friends. This is 4 gil and it's 3 of me.
That is rather large.
Would you like to try some?
I'll stick with my fermenti.
All right, suit yourself.
All right. As you guys are enjoying your drinks, the wench does come around and ask if you guys would like any food, and she's happy to show you the menu if you would like some food.
I'd love to see the menu.
Okay.
Fine lady.
So, I will just show it to you there. You may look at it and peruse.
Now, waitress,
Yes.
my friend here, Hazel, is quite the skilled dancer. I don't know if you do shows here in your little
Rabbit pie?
You've offended my friend. I don't know that he's going to want to dance here anymore, but if he would want to.
Like a rabbit pie?
There's no rabbit in the pie.
Oh, okay.
It's the shape of the pie that where it gets
Oh,
its name.
perfect.
Yes.
So anyway, my friend here, he's quite amazing at dancing, and we were wondering if maybe he could put on a little show later, maybe just for your coffin and coffer here.
So there's not really a stage of sorts, and we don't really do shows here because most people are pretty weary, but you're welcome to ask the people around if they would like a show today. I would clear it with Roger, though. He owns the place.
Where is Roger?
He's still over there behind the
I'm
counter.
gonna walk up to Roger, put my hand on his shoulder.
Roger. My friend would like to dance.
Then let him dance. I don't. He can dance. Why is it my job?
Alright.
I'm gonna turn around.
Attention, patrons of the coffin and coffer. My friend will do dance now.
Do you dance?
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, for your pleasure, all the way from... I don't know where we're from.
The forest.
The forest! All the way from the
All the way
forest.
from not here.
The long lost Warren, for your pleasure, I call this the dance of 1,000 styles.
Nice.
And then I dance for them.
Okay.
And I will roll...
Performance.
Oh, I didn't actually take that, but luckily I have a +4 at least in it. 17.
All right. And there was one of the tables was just unoccupied. No one was sitting at it. You just hop right up there and start doing your thing.
My dance of 1,000 styles.
Yes.
And those who have been, tired from a long day's work don't really seem to pay much mind to it. But those who have just been riding comfy in a coach on their way into the city do seem pretty enthralled by this dance that you're doing and seem to be enjoying it.
Walrum goes over in front of Hazel and sets his hat down and puts a gill into it, and then stumbles back over to his milk.
Nice.
Hint, hint.
Let's roll the next one of your 1,000 styles. See how you're
This is a lot of
48 days later. All right, 994.
Ooh, that was a good one. 19.
All right.
23.
So one of the
This one comes with a flip.
one of the rich-looking merchants comes up and he's very enthralled by you, and he puts 50 gil into Walrum's hat, and he's like, "You have some amazing moves."
I said, "Thank you, fine sir." And then I do another style. Let's see if I follow my thing. I like this that I might fall. This is the best part in the world. Oh no, we're still good. 15.
And you kind of keep going, and he goes, I'm looking for dancers to employ in the city. I'd be willing to kind of offer you room and board, so to speak, and just kind of bring you into our little our business we got going in Ulda.
I would be interested, but give me the name of your location and I will come visit you.
So we are in Ulda, but I would take you right now in my carriage. I have some other dancers I've picked up along the way.
In the corner, Walrum just kind of whispers to Scarns.
What's with this weird guy that keeps giving Hazel money? Is he sex trafficking? What's going on? Why would he have...
I kind of feel like I would do it though, because it's character. I'm like, let's just go for it.
I'm gonna get up.
We need to watch and see what's going to go on here. 'Cause I smell something fishy.
I just stand up and I start staring at these two.
I say, unfortunately, and as I keep dancing, I have 2 friends with me, and so therefore, if I was to dance for you, it'd have to be another time.
So as you're explaining this, you hear the bouncer outside just start yelling, "Get away from here, you filthy rats!" And you immediately hear metal clanging, and he seems to be having some issues outside. And Roger goes, "Oh my God, not again!" And he's like, "Everyone, just assume the position." And they all kind of know to they're starting to barricade the doors.
I'm gonna chug my tea and go walk out the door.
Okay. Are you guys staying inside, or are you coming?
No,
out?
I'm gonna tell, handsome fellow, I appreciate your offer, but I need to follow my friend.
Okay. And you kind of end with a flourish as you flip over him and just kind of give him a little hand on the face and walk away.
As you're flipping,
Just the back of my hand though, ever so gently.
Yeah.
and Walrum's just gonna run over,
And
grab his
his
hat,
back and
pull the change out, just put it back on his head, and then tap the dude on the knee who was weirdly propositioning Hazel, and then just run out behind Hazel.
I feel like that's gonna be a theme for my character, and I love it.
That's so good. Stripper body.
Well, I have quite the proposition for you.
And one time I will say yes.
Did they like the dancing? Just that weird guy who gave him $50.
So as you guys exit the building, I'll have Walrum make a history check, as he's the only one that could potentially be familiar with this.
All right. A 19.
Okay, so
Finally.
you guys see there are 3 smaller creatures. They look kind of like rats, but they're bipedal. They all have little, smaller scimitars, big ears. They've got hoods up, but the ears come through the hoods. They kind of have a bunch of little knickknacks on them. They have little pouches to carry all their goodies. Walrum, you recognize these to be kickerns. And they are notoriously gluttonous, so they literally eat anything and everything, to like the point where they can't literally shove it in themselves anymore. And so this tavern keeps them out because they can't afford to allow them in. They eat them out of house and home, and they're constantly trying to get in. But there's 3 of those, and then one considerably larger one, who's kind of sizing up with this bouncer outside the building. And the bouncer kind of sees you guys as adventurers and goes, "What are you doing? Help!"
As you wish.
As you win.
He's gonna join the fray.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's roll some initiatives.
Good.
Ooh. Not as good this time.
15 for wall room.
Did you put your plus on it at least?
I have no plus.
No, you don't have any dexterity?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Well, we got what, 15?
Yeah.
About for you?
7.
7, okay. 2, nice.
Woof. Later. Have fun fighting, guys.
Better in initiative order than in battle.
All right, so each of these kickern little rat creatures is going to kind of match up with one of you individually, while the big one still goes toe-to-toe with the bouncer. So the first one here is going to be the one that's paired with Skarn. And his is going to be... he runs up to you with his little, like, small scimitar dagger type thing, and he just full power swings it at you, and it just bounces off and kind of lands 10 feet behind him as he's just left unarmed. And then the next one is going to be coming after Hazel here with his little dagger. And it's going to be a 12 to hit you.
15.
Okay, so he he comes in to kind of go for a jab, but you're just so in the moment, you're so limber from all this dancing today, you're just like, yeah, not today, kid. And that brings us to Walrim.
Every time.
Alright, so Walrim is actually going to do the draw.
Okay.
Of course. So I got the thing that we don't know what it is.
Oh, nice.
Naturally. So I guess that just does nothing.
Sure.
So barring that, I'll go for Malefic,
Okay.
which I don't. Do I have to roll that as an attack?
Yes.
Okay. 11.
Okay, that will hit him.
Oh God. All right. 5, 8, 11, 16 damage.
Okay, so Walrum's kind of excited to cast his first spell that is not Cure Wounds on the calf of Skarn, as he forms this big ball. It looks almost like big to him. To you guys, it's probably like a basketball, but Walrum's like, the power. And there's this kind of pattern on it. It just looks like a bunch of stars and constellations. And he kind of brings it down, like right on this kickern's head, and it just distorts him as it goes through and just kind of melds him apart as he just collapses on the floor. It's just robes and his trinkets are left over.
Holy
It's
crap.
just
Eat shit, rats!
So I feel like this is a town where we can kill things in, because
Apparently.
I guess I was like just going to try to incapacitate them, but since you just melted him...
I mean, it wasn't the intent, but if it works, it works.
All right, so the bouncer here is going to try to attack the giant kickern with his sword. And he does very well in trying to hit him. Oof, good job. I'm rolling good for everyone. Whoever I'm rolling for.
Good job, me.
Yeah, for real. And he lands a pretty hefty blow on the giant kickern. And just like right in his arm that he's not using his sword in. And he kind of lets out a shriek. And he says, Jujaroon will be let into the bar. You must let Jujaroon in. And that brings us to
Jujaroon.
Hazel.
I am going to use my scimitars
Okay.
and attack the one that is nearest me.
Okay.
So 7 and then 13. That's a 13 without the plus.
Okay. So 13 will hit.
5.
Okay. And you're using your scimitars, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're coming down from your motion, you kind of go at him with both scimitars, and he takes one like right in the shoulder, and then the other one, just from the recoil, kind of goes right by him. But he's in a panic. He looks at his friend who doesn't have a weapon, and the hit that the big one just took, and he's considering running at this option at this point. And Skarn.
I'm going to quickly like pull my glaive and like kind of spin and take like a step back and then try to like stab and pick up the little rat thing in front of me.
Okay.
8.
8 is not enough.
Damn it.
You do exactly that though. You pick him up, but it's like by the stuff he has on him and not by like his actual body.
Okay.
And he just kind of like unclips it and pops back down. And he gets ready to come in and try to stab you. For a 12.
Nope.
And he just kind of claws at you, but your armor's still there. And then he kind of, in a scurry, is going to start making a run for his weapon, so you'll get an attack of opportunity as he starts to run from you.
Yep, I'm going to try to bring the glaive down right on his back. Damn it. 9.
And that is not enough.
Damn
He's
it.
just a little bit faster than you are, and gets right out of the way as you bring it down. And that brings us to the one that's next to Hazel here for a 7 to hit you. And he's just struggling. You're just like, you got his number and he's freaking out and he can't make contact with you. It's just not going his way right now. And the bouncer's going to go for another hit here. And he's not going to hit this time. Goes in for another hit, but Jujaroon kind of steps out of the way with an attack of his own. And he also does not. So it's kind of a stalemate going on over there. And Walrim.
So on my turn, can I do a cantrip and a spell, or I just have to pick
Yeah,
between one of the
yes.
two? Okay. Could I close the distance between? Well, I guess I'll do it the one that's attacking Hazel, because that's still like right there, right? And he's preoccupied with the dodging dance moves.
Okay.
So I'll run up to that and then go for Word of Radiance. So it has to make a Constitution save, or it's going to take damage. 19 on my end.
Okay. So he was unable to save from
I would hope so.
your attack. It was pretty close.
So he takes 2 damage.
Okay. So he is still alive, but that just solidified for him that this was not a fight he had a chance in.
The word of the day is pumpkin.
And then
My safety word is pumpkin. Wait, what?
and Hazel, you're up.
Same thing. I'm gonna use my scimitars on him, but I'm gonna use my dazzling dance points to add
Okay.
to my second roll.
All right.
Because my first roll actually gets things to it. So 8. Well, but then this will be plus 2. 7. I didn't do anything. But I wasted those points just to use them to say I did.
So neither of those connect as he panics and starts to run for the hill. So like where the cliff is and there's this kind of bar that's built into it, there are paths that go up along to get up on that level, and he starts to make a run for it. And you may, yes.
I was like, can I get my hit him one more time?
Yes.
So both of them. Oh my god, that was 11. And then that one was good. 13.
Okay, so one of those will hit.
Okay. 2.
It does exactly enough as he makes a run for it. You just get like the tip of it as it hits him
Just barely.
Yeah, just barely. As
Just
it
the tip.
goes down his back, and he just kind of falls flat into the hill, and he is taken out.
I feel like I'm the assassin rabbit of the group.
I like it.
You just
Yeah.
like, throw the scimitar. All right, and Skarn.
I'm gonna try and kill this. Is the thing in front of me still running? He tried to run?
Yeah, he's going
ran
to
to
grab
get his
his
weapon.
weapon.
Oh, I'm gonna follow him and try and take him out.
Okay.
The glaive's gonna work this time.
Famous last words.
Well, maybe.
Was that 13?
That'll make contact.
Okay, let's do it. Nope, this is not the 10. This is the 10. For 3 damage.
Okay.
Plus
Is it plus 4?
plus your
It's
your
strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then 7 damage.
Okay. So that's a pretty sizable hit on this guy. As he is just caught pretty unaware from this attack, and he panics and just immediately turns and tries to hit you with the knife he just picked up again for an 18 to hit you.
Yeah.
These empties in the chainmail, not great.
You need to get your chainmail fixed.
And he's gonna do
Upgrade.
4 damage to you.
Okay.
Okay, and that brings us to the big one, who's going to try to hit the bouncer again. And he's going to do a decent amount of damage to him. But that heavy's kind of freaking out a little bit, taking his first pretty sizable wound, even through all that armor he's got. And he's going to try to hit him back. Oh boy. Ugh. Okay, and as he goes to hit him, he leaves himself wide open as Judrun kind of uses his 2 big claws and throws up a big cloud of sand in his face.
Oh, snap.
And he's just kind of stuck where he is and not really sure what's going on. And he's stunned, basically, unable to move on his next turn. And Walrum.
Alright, seeing that the 2 smaller rats have both gotten dead, right?
There are 2 dead, yes.
I thought
I'm
there
still fighting one.
Oh, you still are?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
barely
so the
alive.
one that was nearest me got killed by Hazel. So Walrum will turn his attention to the big Jujaroon and go for Malefic again.
Okay.
6.
It's not enough. This time he sees this big glowing star orb coming at him, and he uses some of the trinkets that he has, you haven't even seen before, to kind of deflect it and move it away. And that goes to the one in front of Skarn here. And that is 7 to hit you.
No.
Okay, and that doesn't get through your chainmail this time.
No, it does not.
You're like, where are these gaps that they keep finding?
I'm not aware of these.
And that brings us to Hazel.
I will do a little paso doble and witch bolt that big thing. Hopefully I'll have the same impact I did last
Load
time.
that shit again.
11.
That is barely enough.
Oh! Wow.
Get him.
Hey.
9.
Nice. So as he's busy deflecting this kind of star orb that Walrum was able to throw at him, you catch him completely off guard as a witch bolt goes right into his side.
Ooh.
And does a good chunk of his HP.
Question.
And I just keep that
Yes.
lightning going
So
until next round.
if I use a spell and miss, I'm still using up the spell slot? God, that sucks.
All right.
Such a waste.
So, Skarn.
I'm gonna put away my glaive real quick and then just hold my hands right above this rat thing, like right at his face. Go for
Fire.
It's gonna be really embarrassing if he missed.
It's going to 13.
All right, that'll hit.
Let's go. Get wrecked, fool. Oh, 13.
All right. So this kicker rat in front of you is similar to the one that Walrum took out. He's no longer on this plane. Just it is ash.
Immolation.
What once was.
Jeez.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the big one is gonna take his moment on the bouncer and just kind of shove him over, knowing that his armor's pretty heavy. He's gonna be knocked prone, and he's gonna turn his attention to the one that just eviscerated his comrade over there, Scarn. For a 10 to hit you.
No, sir.
As he comes in with his big claw, and you're like, this is where my chainmail is, and you kind of size up for it, and does absolutely nothing as the sparks kind of fly up from your chainmail as his claws run along it. And then the bouncer is going to spend his entire turn getting up with the heavy armor that he is wearing, kind of recollect himself and grab his weapon, and it is Walrum's turn again.
Alright, I'll run up behind Jujaroon, that is now preoccupied with Skarn, and I'll try and stab his Achilles with my dagger.
Okay.
Ooh.
18.
That'll hit.
3 damage.
Nice. So you run up, the little man that you are, with your dagger, and you just tear apart his ACL. It doesn't really do a lot on the whole, but he does seem to have, his movement has been crippled somewhat. And that takes us to Hazel.
I just keep the witch bolt going.
Do
But I don't know how this
that.
works. Do I roll it, or is it just damage again?
So,
I mean, we can look at... for some reason, the one I keep looking it up in here doesn't look right, so...
let's take a peek. I know it's something really cool.
We should keep a kill count. So I think you're at 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of them. And none of them.
I have 1.
No, I know. I'm just.
You both have one.
Yeah.
And we all got the entire shrew thing that might still be burning down
Yeah.
the
So
road.
you're not rolling to hit again. You just get to
More
roll the
damage.
d12 as long as you're maintaining that spell.
So 11.
Woo!
Literally, I'm just like casting lightning on this.
All right. So that does more than half of what he had left.
Yeah.
And he's just not looking good. But that brings us to Skarn. It's your turn as you see Jujaroon running towards your friend Hazel here.
I'm gonna add to that witch bolt, that lightning, and add some fire to it. Bring my hands down, like try to lift him up with the fire. For 10.
Is not enough.
Damn it!
I like how you describe in vivid detail what you're
just
doing,
going for it.
only to fail.
Yep.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of go in and he's a lot. He like the size of him, you kind of assess the weight correctly, but not all the things that he has on him. It's a lot heavier than you thought, and they're kind of protecting him from the heat too. It doesn't really phase him. But seeing that you're right up on him, he turns his sights on you instead. For a 7 to hit you.
That's not gonna do it.
And he's kind of like clawing at you, but it's just hitting your back on the chainmail, not really doing anything.
Ain't got nothing.
All right, Walrim, you're up as the bouncer kind of recollects himself from all the sand that was thrown at him and that big hit he took.
Again, I'm just gonna like run up to Jujaroon's wounded leg and go for Word of Radiance. So that's, he has to make a con save. Oh, that was painful. Did you see that? It was on 20 and then it went. 11.
Okay, well, you beat him, so.
Okay.
Big roll.
6.
There it is.
That is the exact amount. How would you like to take out Jujurum?
So Walroom just runs up to his wounded leg and just shouts,
The second word of the day is get kneecapped.
and then just puts a fucking blast of radiant light into his knee and just blows out his leg.
Nice. And he is kind of crippled to the ground, and his last words are, Ale for all! And he kind of collapses. And he sees his death as being a little unfair.
Well, I can kind of support that.
He did make a good point there at the end, yeah.
Yeah. Spare the dying, and I bring him back. The bouncers, because thanks, adventurers. Are you of a guild by chance? Mine's recruiting.
We're the lads.
Of course, you already belong to one.
We do indeed, but you did not too shabby in that battle. I mean, it was clearly a good thing for you that we were here. You should probably maybe throw us a bone, or at least serve us some free ale for our troubles.
I have no jurisdiction there. I'm just a poor bouncer, but Roger might have some words for you inside.
I burst in, flamboyant and excited.
Saved everyone.
Just like blood smeared all over your face. Like, hello!
Spinning my scimitars around to finish the dance of 1,000 styles, saying, "We just saved the bar. I hope that somebody buys me a drink." And I look at Roger and give a little persuasive eye. 9 plus, that is 17.
So Roger's very thankful, and he says around for everyone, not just you guys, but everyone that's in the bar.
You're welcome, everyone.
Everyone gets a drink. And,
Are you ready to pull out your hat again?
Yeah.
Thank you. So, as you guys sit at the bar and Roger gives you your free drinks, he tells you kind of his appreciation of it. A long time ago, there was a very large calamity, is what they call it, and the entire continent essentially was just eviscerated by a primal dragon known as Bahamut. And he had originally his own bar, and he did very well, but it was completely destroyed in this calamity. And since then, he's spent time rebuilding, helping others, and he's been able to build this new bar, which is named after his old one. And he's just thankful that he gets another chance to kind of live at this life, and that he was spared that disastrous event. And he's super thankful, and he gives each of you 50 gil for protecting his bar.
Nice. Sweet.
He also tells you that he named his bar the Coffin off an old wives' tale, and he kind of looks at Walroom while he tells this story about a man who was headed into the big city, this big corrupt city of merchants, with a big box, and he was saying that either he'll make it rich and this will be my coffer of gold, or they'll kill me there and it will be my coffin. And to just be careful there, especially to you, sir.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate your hospitality. Glad we were able to help with the gross rats. I sent one into the Shadow Realm. That was cool.
I wish I saw that. 'Cause
It
that
was
sounds
really
amazing.
neat. I brought up a little star galaxy and it just melted away. It was really cool. I've never done that before. It was really quite amazing.
And he's just like taking it all in as he kind of refills your giant tankard of milk, and he's like, "That's a job well done, sir."
I hit
Job
one
well
with
done."
just the tip.
And it exploded.
And it died.
But he
Just the tip.
says, "Thank you very much." And I heard your affiliation is with the lads.
That is correct, sir.
I'm very thankful for what you guys have done for me today. I will forward on that you guys, I'm assuming you're looking for more work, yes?
Of course.
I will add it to those I come in contact with. If people need more help, I'll send them your way. And I mean, not to be rude, but I had a missive on there. If you don't mind checking it out, maybe you'd like to help me on that one.
Right.
Well, yes, we'll give it a look. We just handled a shrew problem with really no trouble at all. No trouble.
Make a deception check.
Fair. 15.
Okay. He goes, yeah, I heard about that, but I saw all the smoke, but it sounds like you took good care of it, so happy to hear that. I'm sure the pumpkin man, as everyone's referring to him, is very pleased at that.
Walrum just takes a shrewd gulp of milk, like, yeah.
Roger is an exciting proposition for adventurers looking for work. Nothing else.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, that'll about do it. If you guys want to do anything else here at the Coffer and Coffin, unless you want to go home and retire for the day.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Drink like a fourth of my barrel of milk.
Is my John still there?
Probably. Side quest.
It's good.
Cool. You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys teleport back home, back to your guild house, as you're actually greeted to Batu. He's cooking up a meal for you guys from his spoils from his day of fishing,
Oh, I have this pumpkin pie you can help me with.
and we will have that conversation next time. So yeah, thanks for watching or listening, I guess, everybody, and we will catch you next time, whether it be with the lads or the Spud Squad. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
And I do a little twist on the way out.